Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to do our daily uranium technical analysis update here. And uranium, that the price, it shot higher. All those grandmas that were buying the individual mining companies, looks like they're piling into physical uranium now, right? And they're also telling all their friends, the momentum grandmas, to buy it as well. But here we go. We'll go into it. This is just my financial opinion. Please do not use it as advice. So here we go. Let's jump in. So I'm going to start with the price. Look at the price, $37.20, up $2.6 per pound, 7.5% gain. And obviously some people forgot, someone forgot to tell uranium about that resistance level. It just blew right through it like it was nothing. And now we're going to be coming up to this next resistance level. It's around 40 bucks. 40 bucks. I mean, we'll see what happens here. And, next trading day, which is not Monday, it's Tuesday. We'll see what happens with uranium on the price, because this price move is getting vertical. It's going vertical. It's getting vertical. And I guess the momentum grandmas are coming out and buying this stuff. Now, here's URNM. We can see that everyone's telling their mom and grandma and everything to come out and buy uranium because the momentum people are coming in. We've got this high here. It was right there. It popped higher. We do have a little wick at the top. Does this mean that we're going to come back and kind of back test, fill this gap and come back to the top here? Maybe, maybe not. And the reason I'm not so convinced that it necessarily will, it might, is that we've got a lot of momentum here. I mean, we went from almost $50 to $75 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 trading days, a little over 2 weeks. And with the price of uranium flying higher like it has, I'm not exactly sure what the next move is in the very, very short term. I can tell you I'm holding on. I'm not, guys, I'm not going to give up my popcorn for this show. There's no way. I guess maybe, I'm not going to share my popcorn with anybody, but it's a great show and I'm not going to miss it. And I'm going to be actively participating in it. So tomorrow we could see next trading day that, we might have a little bit of a pullback to maybe the highs. But if this guy is going vertical, I don't see how that's possible. So watch the uranium price. Because if the uranium price continues on this tear and it just samurai swords through the butter of 40, it's going to be a wonderful picture that the uranium price is painting. And I'm sure the mining companies, even though they may want to pull back just because it's been going up so much, I do think that they're going to probably follow suit with the uranium price. And this is what it looks like on a weekly candlestick, 28% this past week. Quite a substantial gain for a week. So it's got a lot of momentum here, and it's finishing very strong, very close to the top. So I mean, we had a nice big surge here, and then consolidation, another big surge here, consolidation, and we're getting that nice surge. And I like how big this is. Hopefully we can throw in a bunch more candlesticks, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. If we can get 5 weeks of this big move, that would be quite insane. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not. There's something here I wanted to throw in. I don't know if you guys are kind of watching this, but I'm going to try starting the move here and throwing it up this way. Now, you might get some resistance right in here. And I wanted to make sure to show everyone this, that if you kind of come through here, we got to break through this area. I can't tell you the exact pricing that this is at, but it's got a good chance of breaking this trend line if we've got this type of momentum and volume behind it. So that's the next line to break on URNM. It's up a little ways, but with the rate it's been going, we could get there maybe sooner than later. We'll see. CCJ, it's fighting. It's fighting. It's got a nice little wick at the top. That means it opened the price here. It traded up, and then the momentum came back down and closed. Still an up day, but the momentum was coming back down. we've got some sellers up here previously. They probably got scared because they were probably sitting on, from 21 something down to 15-ish, 16-ish dollars. That was a pretty harmful move to anyone who's bought up here. So it's probably, I feel for them. I could see why they might be selling a little bit, but let's see if the momentum in uranium price keeps coming. It's going to be good. But the downtrend wasn't broken. I wanted to show you this on the 5-day, a continuous price reading here. We're still in the uptrend. It's not broken yet, so it's still looking good. Still looking good. Next Gen Energy, again, went right through its $5 high here. Like it wasn't even there. We're just punching through foam or something. Like it's just hardly resistance. And the volume here is incredible. Fission as well. Wow, that's this thing, 11.4% in a day. Some people, they wish they could get returns from the beginning of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 6 trading days, and you're probably beating Warren Buffett's average return. Crazy the volatility, and this it looks pretty strong. Now, looking at this from a big picture view, guys, and never lose picture of the big picture. You got to look at things from a big picture viewpoint sometimes. We've got this guy coming down here, right? Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? Now, let me see if you put that there and you kind of I'm just going to draw this line across of kind of where we're at. You can see the resistance that we're playing with. We've got a point here. There's a bunch of resistance all through here that we're breaking through. We break through this area here, and what's going to happen is a new fission is going to be viewed. This is going to be a new fission that everyone's going to look at because the price is going to start moving. All this upward resistance that it was hitting through here is now going to go away. The volume and the resistance is going to be behind us. And the momentum people are going to jump on this thing. So I own Fission. It is, a solid company. We have the lows are going higher and higher. So I think this looks excellent for a long-term hold. Excellent. Now, Sky Harbor. We got Sky Harbor here. Nice pop higher. I mean, wow. Looking good. Let's look at the long-term view on this. And, so here's the long-term view. Let me throw in a candlestick or a downtrend line. So here's the downtrend line. We broke through that, guys. The downtrend line is broken. And we made a huge statement this past week, just blowing through it. So I think that's a good long-term hold. And this is something that we can launch from. We can get up on this and launch from it. And that's what we're doing. So that looks good. Canalaska Uranium. Again, we've got the downtrend line in the short term broken. Bullish engulfing, moving on higher. And I don't have a long-term picture here for you. Standard Uranium. Notice something here. We broke. What did we break? This looks quite obvious to me. We broke this pattern to the upside. And that's your breakout. We have some wicks at the top here. It is slowing down. There's some sellers. That's why there's wicks. But the momentum in uranium price is carrying this forward. It's carrying that momentum for us. So it's hard to read these on the short term because this, I would say, is a wick at the top which may want to come back. But with the momentum that's behind this, you wouldn't see me selling this at all. I couldn't do it. There's too much momentum behind this to even think about it. So I'm not thinking about it. You guys can do what you want, but and another strategy that some of you guys can play is it's called a free ride, where if you feel like you're getting uncomfortable, like you have to do something, you can leave your profits ride and take out your original investment and let the profits ride. That is a strategy if you guys want to deploy it. It's up to you. Now, baseload. Baseload's looking really strong here. I really like this setup. It is one of my favorite companies for an exploration company. And what's happening here is we have this breakout. And there's the breakout. It's looking really good. We finished strong. And this could continue. And if the price of of uranium continues, I don't see why this wouldn't continue. And I know some people, they're talking about the RSI up here. I don't use the RSI for anything. And you can go into these elevated levels. And if you have a really strong uranium price, this can stay very elevated for a very long time. So I don't use RSI for anything. Absolutely nothing. And maybe that's wrong of me. Now, this is a long-term chart of baseload. And maybe I'll throw some stuff in here and you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm just kind of saying, well, if I go from here, we kind of go through this top here, we might get some resistance through there. And then let me see if I can throw another line through here. Just trying to see what we can find here. You know, you might have something that goes through here that we just broke through. So this is looking really good. I think we're probably going to hit this upper area and getting sticky with it at about 85 cents. And then after 85 cents, yeah, I think we'll go to this high of a $1.10 if we get there and it's fast. Guys, I'm looking ahead, just seeing where the sticking points are. That's not a projection, just where the sticking points are and the resistance. UEXCF, we had a black candlestick. Usually that's a reversal day to head lower. A little bit of sellers up here, and we've encountered previous sellers basically above 36 cents. It seems like you get knocked down trying to go up there. We're trying to probably get knocked down, but if the momentum continues, again, that uranium price momentum is so strong that I wouldn't necessarily be looking to do much of anything. That's me. Here it is on the long-term perspective. Obviously, just looking at this, let me see if I can draw a line in here. I'm looking at things, I'm scanning for tops. I'm scanning at this top first, where you come down here, and it looks like we're at this spot here. And this is looking really good if it can break this. And that's why you're seeing this black candlestick and the sell-offs here. The reason you're coming up and we're selling off is we're hitting our head on this resistance line here, coming through. Once we break this resistance line, we'll probably pop through it. And the options usually is you kind of back test and then you go, or, I mean, uranium price has been so strong that, I mean, maybe we can just blow right through it. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I mean, now here's Denison Mines. Denison Mines, again, we're trying to break through this. We have a black candlestick. Usually that means you opened up, you closed lower, but it was still an up day. The momentum's coming back down because we've got sellers up here. And here's your sellers. This is the seller area right there. We came up here, nope, couldn't sustain it. Came up here, bounce. It's trying. It's an invisible wall of sellers up here. And we just have to punch through it. It's that resistance of sellers. So let's see what happens. Denison Mines on a long-term perspective, trying to give you guys some perspective here. There's a lot of buyers and sellers through here. And that's where that resistance is coming from. That's where the sticky icky is showing itself right there. And this is when we break these big basing accumulation patterns, this is when the fun starts. And you guys that are short-term traders, I don't know how you can do it, because if I knew this, if I saw this line and us trying to break through it, there's no way I would sell this. And you almost, I mean, it's going to be a fun ride when we break through this sticky area for Denison Mines. Fission, we got, the lines coming through here. We broke through that. That's looking good for Fission 3.0. Asian Court broke through it. It's getting a little bit, momentum slowing a little bit, but not too bad. We'll see what the uranium price does. Global Atomic broke its highs. There are sellers up here. That's why we have a black candlestick. Usually on the short term, it wants to pull back. And, you might see the pullback here to this line about 280 if it were to pull back. And I wouldn't necessarily be afraid of it. I'd be aggressive and probably buy it myself. Because that's where that pullback is. It's going to come up, maybe pull back, maybe, depending on the uranium price. And then I'd like to see the cannon shot higher. Again, see, we're coming up on this resistance up here. The sellers are up here. That's why it came up here, hit its head, had a bearish engulfing, and sold off. It's a strong one. And what these things do is they come up to these selling points. This is what I'm talking about here. They come up to these selling points. They come up, and then you hit a flood of sellers. Flood of sellers. Came all the way down, flood of sellers. And it creates patterns, and that's what a cup and handle pattern is. And that's what we're looking at here. It came in, it came the cup, and then we're putting in a handle. Or it's a shoulder, head, shoulder. It doesn't really matter what it is. They're all the same thing. You're encountering a flood of sellers at between 30 and 34 cents. It just boom, sell, boom, sell, boom, sell. And we're going to punch through this. And once we get through this sticky area where these sellers are at, it'll be a fun ride, I think. Bannerman Resources, again, we're encountering sellers up here as well. We just got to get through it. Uranium price has got to keep moving. Deep Yellow's the same boat. That's why we're getting these crosses and everything. We're basically all at the resistance levels of all these companies. And it's one company after another. That's why we get these wicks at the top. We are coming through thick selling pressure from previous histories, even in here and before. There's sellers in this area. But the run up here, we are taking a very strong run at that glass ceiling, seller ceiling that's there. So we're giving it our best effort right now, and we are literally running at this ceiling and bouncing right at it. Same with Centrus. Nice little kind of wicks. Most of the time it wants to pull back. We may sit and go sideways for a little bit. We may create another little U-shaped pattern, and then I think it depends on the uranium price. Really does. UUUUs encountering the same thing. A little bit of selling pressure. UEC, same thing. A little bit of selling pressure up here. You could just say the same thing, same thing. UROI, again, we hit some selling pressure up here. That's why we got a small little down day here. Nothing too bad to worry about. We did break out of this pattern here. The downtrend line right here. And it may be, I mean, it highly depends on the price of uranium. I think if the price of uranium continues to go higher, we'll go up. If the uranium price goes sideways to a little bit lower, I think you'll see a pullback. Peninsula, look at that. Nice, strong day, Peninsula. You broke its downtrend line. Everyone on this channel should have known that we broke the downtrend line and that this thing was ready to launch. And it's doing quite well. Boss Energy is encountering this incredible selling pressure up here. It's absolutely insane, the selling pressure. We just boom right into the sellers, and it's selling off a little bit. Western Uranium looks like it's cutting through its highs pretty well. This is International Consolidated Uranium. We have this black candlestick. There's sellers up here. All through here, there's sellers. But we got to get through it. The volume's there. It's soaking up the buyers are soaking up those sellers quite well. And National Atomic, again, we got some sellers up there. That's what the wick is at the top. There was some sellers here, but the momentum's carrying it forward. Let's see if that momentum continues in the uranium price. It's probably going to continue to carry it forward. And Blue Sky Uranium, nice, good 6.5% update. Nice little launch from down here. It's looking quite good. So the overall sector looks very good. Lots of momentum coming back here. And apparently the party is well known now. The volume is stepping in. It's coming in, it's buying, it's hungry for shares, it's hungry for uranium pounds, and it's looking very solid. What I would do in this situation, I'm not doing anything. I'm holding on to my shares. I'm laughing at the people who've got FOMO, fear of missing out. They're looking at this and say, I gotta chase, I gotta do this. I'm already locked and loaded. I'm in there. Now, would I be buying at some of these price points? I probably would. I would still buy, especially, on some of these. I like a Global Atomic looks pretty good. If your uranium royalty gets some weakness, maybe I'd look at that again. And overall, this whole entire sector looks incredibly well. And if uranium price breaks through that 40 price level, I got to be holding on to my shares. I'm sorry, guys, but my shares are not for sale. That's what I'm going to say to everybody. Is I'm going to keep my shares. I'm going to let this thing go. And the uranium valuation runway is super long. And if you guys are patient enough and you can just ride it, that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's probably the best course of action, because if you get caught out, this thing moves so fast, so quick that, we just some of these went 40, 50+% in a week. So I don't want to be caught out of it. I'm just going to sit in it and let it, ride this boat higher. I'm gonna wherever this current's going to take me, I'm going to go where the current's going to go. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. This is Finding Value.